Welcome guys, the Q&A finally begins! Yes, the hand gesticulation is here. With the questions that I asked for yesterday, you guys have given me quite a few comments, in fact, over 100 of them. Some of which are questions, some of which aren't so much. It's kind of weird, that. But yes, we are here to answer stuff finally, to start off the new year. So, should we get straight into the questions and answers? Well, first of all, I'd like to just say an apology about something, because I said it in the comments in the last two videos. I don't think I should have adverts on vlogs. I know other YouTubers probably do, some probably don't, blah blah blah. Any video I put onto my channel, if I do not claim it and put adverts on it, if you know what I mean, the network automatically does it anyway. So I can't get away with having adverts on my videos. Hooray! It's not something I want every time I've done it before, and then I've come back like a few days later and there's adverts on it, and I'm like, what? Still, that explains that. As we start off this question and answer series, there's going to be several videos in a row, probably about 10 minutes long, and I've wasted 1 minute kind of explaining that whole shebang. So let's get into the questions and the answers. I've just loaded up the video, as it were, with top comments up. And so, top comment supposedly that comes at the top is from Future Retro Roots. If you had the possibility to record older gaming systems, like NGC, Nintendo GameCube, that's the one, PS2, PS1, N64, SNES, etc., would you do it? Because there are some games that aren't available through download on eShop and all that jazz. If I could do them, I would. The thing is, for example, if it's a 50Hz game, that sounds weird. With Link to the Past, I had a bit of an issue. Because a Halpage doesn't record a 50Hz game because it doesn't automatically change the compatibility. And what happens is the sound gets ahead of the video, or the other way around or something. So you end up completely unable to sync, and the game sound kind of goes completely out of whack. So it's very, very hard, it seems, to film old stuff. Now, the Elgato capture card does. Yes, it seems to be able to capture stuff. But then that one also fails for me quite a lot in recording. So it's a hard task to do. Mainly I try to stick on games that, of course, I have the media to do it with straight off the bat without hassle. If I could, I probably would. I mean, for example, I've done stuff like Star Fox, but of course they're the ones that came up in the eShops and whatnot. It's a hard thing to do. You can interface some capture cards with old consoles. It's just there's problems with the native resolutions and all that. So it's a hard thing to do. If I had the complete possibility to do it without hassle, I'd say yes. So move on to another question. Could you please play the Ratchet and Clank Saga or Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks? Play these with Becca. Becca will love to play Mortal Kombat because she gets to punch people. I'm not sure if she does quite like fighters. Quite a bit of Tekken she quite likes. I'm not really a fighter fan. I like Bloody Raw Primal Fury for the GameCube because of the whole dodge button kind of thing of it, rather than just block. Because it makes no sense to me just be like, oh yes, I'm taking all these massive hits, when you could just go like that. And they do that, and it's fun. You could block or dodge, and I like that if you get your timings right. I like that kind of fighting game. Ratchet and Clank series, we do own them all now. Becca owns them all, as it were, given to her presents-wise, but if I were to do them, I think it would be something that I'd let her play and do, but it's her choice, really. I'm not sure if we would do it or not. I need to find out certain things about certain studios and how they think. Like, for example, I think there's another question about Jak and Daxter. And the thing with Jak and Daxter is the native studio that makes that, Naughty Dog, actually really don't seem to like YouTubers. They don't want their videos on YouTube, so it's kind of one of those things. You just have to look for that a lot lately, but it's a possibility to do the Ratchet and Clank series, it really is, but nothing set in stone just yet. Right then, not asking you to play it, but have you ever tried the Star Ocean series? I played Star Ocean The Last Hope with Edge Maverick and the KK Limmel, and I played it all the way through, but man, that game was tropey. What I mean by that is, it's got the robot, it's got the cat girl, it's got the annoying little girl, it's like full of character type tropes. If you know the word, I don't know, just search up TROPES. And it's a bit ridiculous. I played it through, it's one of the better combat systems of a JRPG, just the story itself and the actual game is a bit weird and out there. Very much Japanese taste, not so much the Japanese RPG that Western audiences really get into all that much. But yeah, I have played it, and I did like it, but there were things about it I could have really done without. Some of the bad voice acting and stuff like that. My goodness! Right then. Here we go with the obvious Zelda questions that are coming here. I'm pretty sure there's a few of these. I'm going to just amalgamate them into one. Who is your favourite Zelda character? And what is your favourite Zelda game? Many people ask me this one. My favourite Zelda game is actually Skyward Sword. And most people are like, Skyward Sword's terrible, or Skyward Sword this, Skyward Sword that. And a lot of people like Twilight Princess. A lot of people dislike Wind Waker, before Wind Waker HD came out anyway, because of the long travels and the whatnot. There are games in the series that are rated this way and that way by the fan base. I liked Skyward Sword very much because it was finally a good showing of, do I have my Wiimote at hand? Well, I don't. But it was a good showing of how the Wiimote could actually work properly for a fighting type action-adventure based game, which no other game in the entire life cycle of the Wii managed to replicate or managed to do. One game came out, and I think there was another question about the control systems of the future Zelda, not Hyrule Warriors. Someone asked if I could play that. I don't know really about that, because that game looks a bit like, it looks a bit, Just, we stuck Link into an environment of a completely different game. And it's not like Smash Brothers kind of cool, it just looks a bit, not saying I have anything against Dynasty Warriors as a series, it's just I didn't really want to see Link in it. Or Hyrule. It's just kind of a cash cow, a cash grab. Our console doesn't have many good games at the moment. The Wii U is not exactly doing that well, after all. And they couldn't use Mario for more mascot games. For some reason they're not making a Star Fox game. Why? Why? But, so they just decided that they finally could make a spin-off game. Well, they did do Link's crossbow training, of course, but a spin-off game with Link for the Wii U to kind of bridge gaps of games. And I don't agree with that at all, but I'm hoping more of the same as Skyward Sword in the Wii U. Basically, I'm hoping the next Zelda still has that combat system, which then makes the Wii U pad kind of obsolete. I don't know, I love that combat system. It's what makes it my favourite Zelda, is the combat system alone. Rather than just story or anything. The combat system immersed you as the hero even more. I mean, Link is a silent protagonist. Link you can give your name to, as you know I do all this in the series. That's the point of being able to name your hero and him being a silent protagonist, is that you're supposed to stamp your identity and be you on the character. For those who say that you should always keep Link's name as Link, that's the point of Link. His name is Link, canon-wise, in the games, but the point of a silent protagonist and being able to name it is to stamp your identity on a character. So yeah, what am I saying? Oh yeah, characters I like the most. You know what game I like the most? Character I like the most in the Zelda series? I mean, the only one constant is Link. I mean, Beetle's pretty cool, with him being all the shops and all that, and with a weird voice, but still, Twin Rover showing up, anything that allows me to do witchy voice is quite fine by me. I mean, Groose was quite kick-ass in Skyward Sword, but he's only been in one game. It's kind of like, there's not that many recurring characters that aren't just the general Ganon, Link, and Zelda. And I wouldn't say, I mean, Zelda's me, another Zelda's me, Link's me, so I play as Link, so meh. Zelda is just, it's hard to say. She's a damsel figure, and that's not exactly great in modern day gaming, because of course sexism rows and whatnot. But still, I mean, I'd like to see a Zelda game where Link's the guy in the back. He's been trapped in a cage, but he's a prince or something. Like, that dynamic's still there, and Zelda actually goes off and saves. That'd be quite mean. Or a female Link saving Zelda. Fine by me, but yes, going off on a tangent. There's no real way you could have a favourite character in Zelda, surely. I mean, there's so little recurring characters and so many of them are staple that calling them favourites a bit weird. I don't really have one. That's basically the end of that question, and that question lasted a long time. Okay, I have a question, if I may ask. First of all, is there any chance you'll be recording the new Final Fantasy 15 this year's end? Second of all, are you ever planning on getting in a group of friends and playing RPGs with them? That'd be hella cool. So we can see how you react and interfere, hey, with other people. Well, there's so many stuff. Third of all, if a fan would recognise you and go, you're Sam, right? I don't think they'd say I'm Sam. I think they'd say I'm Ollers. What would you say? And last but not least, could you do a small type of thing where you every now and then upload a video that describes your current thoughts on games, and more specifically when games get into the genres you currently like? That was a long question. That's 4 questions. You can't hog the questions, man. But first of all, is there any chance you'll be recording the new Final Fantasy 15? I want to. We'll see where Square Enix goes with the copyright things. My plan was to do 33, and now that's up in the air. I was also planning to do 10 and 10 too, but now that's up in the air. It's kind of a thing that I have to figure out coming up in the coming month, more or less. Question 2, ever plan on getting a group of friends? Well, we sometimes do play online games such as Starbound or Terrarias, and have played a bit of Minecraft, but it's setting up my own server or anything like that on this connection and having our own server thing we've always wanted to, just with the net. No, it just doesn't happen that way. It just doesn't work. We wouldn't be able to have a great server or great connection. And we get fiber, it's something we may consider, but at the moment it's kind of a hard thing to do. It really is. I think someone asked if I like any indie games or would support them in any way by like making videos of them. I mean, we might make Starbound videos in the future when it gets past its beta phase and stops character wiping and whatnot. I have done Minecraft in the past. Someone asked about that. I have done Minecraft in the past, but only a couple of videos. I didn't want to feel like I was jumping on a bandwagon, strange as it may seem. Some of them were my best performing videos at the time, and only did like 2 or so. What was the other question here? If a fan recognizer would recognize you and go, yo, you're Sam, right? Yo, you're Olis, I don't know how I'd react. I don't really expect that to ever happen. I'm never going to be that big or anything like that someone's going to recognise me in the street. If they did, I'd stop and have a chat with them, because if someone supports my videos and they know who I am, then of course I'm going to have a chat with them. I mean, that's just how it is. Someone stops me in the street and I'm like, hey, oh, okay, get down, have a nice talk. It's the kind of way things go. And that's one of the type of thing every now and then when I upload a video, I'd be meaning to do a weekly type Q&A and recap show, but I just don't do it because my motivation is crazy weird sometimes when I'm filming 3 series and I'm just like, oh, it'd be one video to do, but it's something I'm always intending to do, but I never get started with it. Right, do you plan on reducing the amount of sirs and madams used during gameplay? No, because it just happens, and I'm pretty sure they have been reduced anyway. Just on the old ones they were very prevalent, I guess. It's not something I intend to do. It's just what happens. It's just what comes out. I can't reduce it myself, even though I do avoid swearing, but, you know, it's saying sir and madame and avoiding that as well would be a bit crazy. How do you keep yourself so happy, energetic, and cheerful if you're so busy? I want to know your secret. I guess I describe it as I'm one of those people that goes by the thing that a stick going down the river and it just goes around all the rocks. You know, water going down all the rocks in a river. That's the kind of person I am. Just water off a duck's back, those kind of proverbs. Slide down the way of life. Try to avoid any grief. Try not to upset anyone. And just live my life. And so that gives me not too much to worry about. So I guess that's why I'm a happy person. I guess it's just nature, really, over everything. It's how I've come through my experiences of life up to the age of 28. And ended up as. It's just me. I don't even have to fake it or anything. I'm just quite nicely... It's cool. But are you considering to Let's Play Final Fantasy 15 again? Said that one for the PS4, is it? Ooh, I have to buy PS4. I forgot about the whole new consoles things. It's like, and you like the idea of both the Zelda Let's Plays at the same time. I bet you do, you people. You people. Right. Did you buy the Japanese version of Lightning Returns? Or did you play the Japanese version of Lightning Returns? No, I did not. I've not played the Japanese demo. I don't kind of... Well, if I can't understand anything in it, it's kind of hard to just get into and fully enjoy what it's about. Probably there'll be an English demo coming out soon. And yes, I'm an avid Final Fantasy fan as well. I want to do more Final Fantasy games, but then Square Enix! What got you into games? Well, actually, I felt I got into games really late. I got into games at the age of 11, 10-ish. And basically, I just went around a friend's house and started playing video games and went around a friend's house and played it. And that's how I got into games, more or less. And then they overtook my life. As games do. Right. My question isn't about games, but rather about you. What is it like recording a video for your channel? Do you get really nervous, or is it scary to some degree? I'm interested to know how it makes you feel. I would never be able to make my own YouTube videos. I'm too anxious. Well, check one of my first 100 videos, and you'll hear, as I've probably said in the video before, my voice going, hello guys, I'm Olazandri, and I'm That was not really that scared or anxiousness, that's just trying to be correct and not letting myself out of any of my shell. For the first 100 videos, I was entirely along those lines. In fact, you probably hear even from the first Skyward Sword Let's Play to now, I'm even more open than I was back then. It's just a gradual process of something you get used to as you do it. So, at the moment I'm not scared or anxious about playing a game, more about hitting deadlines, because I make myself crazy deadlines by trying, when I start a series, and then I start 3 series, and then I'm doing a video every day. That's the only bit about it that's kind of nervous. It's a little bit stressful, but when I'm filming a video, it's kind of like, that's the easy part. Weird to say, that's the easy part. That's the bit where I just sit down, there's a game, I'm playing, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? That's how it is. Okay, why did you start making Let's Plays? Who or what inspired you to do Let's Plays? Why did I start doing them? I was getting bored of Call of Duty, and I was a Call of Duty commentator originally. That's pretty much it. I just went, oh, there's a new Zelda game out. I like Zelda. Should we finally do a Let's Play? I did dabble a little bit before with a bit of Castlevania and a bit of, what was it, Star Fox Lilac Wars 64? But never really was going into then, and I just found I enjoyed it a lot more. So I ended up just switching ranks. It wasn't any other reason than that. It's like, well, I've been playing FPSs for several years now. After playing World of Warcraft for 4 years, I think it's time to go back to where my gaming roots originally began and play some good games that I know I'll just have fun with, no matter what, and there's no stress involved with playing against other people or this or that. I don't know. Just seemed to be the right thing to do at the time. It's how I got into Let's Plays. Right. Let's get a couple more questions here. I've gone way over the time that I meant to go to. Right. What prompted you to start on YouTube as a Let's Player? It's kind of the same question, but what prompted me to start on YouTube was just the fact that I saw people doing Call of Duty gameplays. Back then there was no money in YouTube, and I just thought I can do that too. I post good scores, I can get nukes on Modern Warfare 2, I should post videos, even if it was the boring playstyles that I did. Right, what advice would I have given myself or others looking to start as a gaming commentator back then, knowing what you do now? Don't compromise your morals, don't try to whore yourself out too much, don't try to bother people in order to give you shout-outs or whatnot. These are things that I live by. You don't see me posting all around the net, hey, come watch my Let's Plays, even though, you know, it would actually probably benefit my channel quite a bit if I went against these rules. It's more the fact that now getting into YouTube, things are going to be incredibly slow. It's hard to be a breakout superstar, as it were, or grow at all. Reaching 25k subscribers is something I never thought I'd reach at all. So 25k, it's small compared to a lot of people out there, but man, it seems massive to me. So yeah, it's kind of those things, you're getting into YouTube, you just got to do it for yourself. Especially at the start, just do it because you enjoy doing it. When you haven't got really a fan base or people around that want to see your videos, it's very, very hard to keep that motivation up, so you've really just got to do it for yourself. One of the things that I've done videos on is based on when I'm 35 or 36 or 37 or whatever, when I'm of an age where I have a kid that's about 5, maybe 6 or something, and they want a bedtime story or they want something like that, there's some visible thing of this is your younger dad, he did something, and it might be fun for like little bedtime stories or something like that, little shows for the kids, and like, hey, dad made this. I don't know, it's like putting down a mark on the world in some weird way. Just imagine, in the worst case scenario, doom and gloom, that something would have happened to me, for example, and I was gone, but I had a kid, and the kid didn't get to know me, but could get to know me through the video. That would be pretty cool. So there's like other little weird motivations like that. It's like little tiny things like that. But it's just do it for yourself. If you get anywhere with it, don't be so depressed with low growth or anything like that. There are things out there that will depress you, like the content ID stuff. Just don't try to be a nuisance, really, is one of the things as well. It's like, I don't look half as much for opportunities that I should be looking for to grow my channel as other people. I'm just content on letting it grow by word of mouth. And I think that's done well with what the sub base is around. Instead of going to all these channels and going, hey, can you pimp my channel out? Can you, like, shout it out or something like that? And then bringing over some people that might not necessarily really be interested in watching me, but someone told them to go watch me. And so I keep some of the dislikers away, if you know what I mean. People who come to find me and watch my stuff stay because they like watching my stuff, and they made their own informed decision on liking my stuff. So I think it just made for a better community as a whole. It's kind of one of my YouTube ethoses, philosophies. I could have I could be 50,000 subs by now if I'd done a lot of the things I don't let myself do. I could be 100,000 subs by now. I don't know. But I'm more content with letting it grow slow. It's basically, at this point in time, just do it for yourself. It's the only thing I can do. Make your mark, leave something there, tangible for people to see. If people start watching, great! If they don't get too down on yourselves. Move on, try something new, or just, do something else in life. It's one of those things. Easy come, easy go. YouTube is a kind of ethereal thing. Success on it is not guaranteed by a long shot. There's only a tiny percentage that will be. So, and I'm not one of them at the moment. So, meh. What can I say about YouTube? I don't know anything. But yes. Others, I ask everyone this, but what would you do if you spontaneously turned female but still kept your voice? Probably die of a shock. I mean, if I was a lovely female and then I was speaking like this, I'd be weirded out. That's probably the only thing I can say about that. Do you have a favourite emoticon? It would probably be ... P. Because that's just one I use all the time. 3 questions. Will we do an FPS game in the future? I don't know. We'll see what the future brings. It's one of those things. I can't tell you what's in the future because it's the future. But at the moment, they're not really in my scope of interest, I've got to say. Especially with Call of Duty Ghosts being completely rubbish. Or not so completely rubbish, but it isn't as great. I mean, it's better than Modern Warfare 3, which I did not play at all. And I know that's just one thing. That's not like the whole FPSs, but Call of Duty gets me a little bit. Black Ops was the best, and that's gone and gone. Are you and Becca Pincus? No! If you had to visit either Sweden or Norway, which one would you choose? Can't I just visit both? I'm not getting involved in that kind of feud. Which Sages on Ocarina of Time is your favourite one? There's too many. I can't really choose there. Sorry, really can't choose. I mean, there's not that many with an injection of personality. I mean, as Fowler was, but then he turned into like a simmering guy. Like, it's like, oh yes, I'm not the hero anymore, you're the hero, go do the hero stuff. Meh. Okay. Do I like fries? Of course. Do you like Final Fantasy, the Tell series, or Zelda better? Oh no, don't make me choose. The Final Fantasy and the Zelda series I play whenever there's a new incarnation, mostly. I say that, but then of course there's Zelda games that I haven't played. So I'm getting to them, it's just what consoles you have. A main console Zelda I've always played when it comes out. A main console Final Fantasy I've always played when it comes out. Tales series I got into the GameCube time with Tales of Symphonia, so I haven't played all of them, but I've played a fair few now. They're all just great series and games that I'm pretty much looking for on the horizon and are an instant buy for me. And do you still play Minecraft? Have done for a little bit every so often, but not for a long time now. Not for a long time now. Okay, I have a question to end it. This is going to be the end question. There's so many more questions and I can only get through some, but that's why I'm doing several videos. This lasted 22 minutes! This is wrong! I have a question. Why are all the good guys taken? Becca is so lucky to have you. What? I wanted to tell you I kind of have a crush on you. Thank you. But I don't want to say my age because I'm really young. I wish there were boys my age like you. You seem like a really nice guy. Okay, this question is going to take some answering. Thank you for having a crush on me, that's great, and even if you're young or not, that's what crushes are. They're not really a real super thing. A crush is just like, oh, that person's nice, if you know what I mean. You don't act generally on a crush. I have a question, why are all the good guys taken? They're not. They really are not. They're just very hard to see because a lot of the times good guys are the type of guys that people aren't very interested in because good guys normally not very interesting. We're not. I mean, bad boys, they're the ones with the risque and all that. They're the ones that kind of pique interest. It's a weird thing of thinking, like bad girls are what guys kind of look for in some ways. I mean, good guys, they're all around. Good girls are all around, except it's just the ones we choose not to look at. Or let's put it this way, the amount of bad people, you could say, are more than good people. So seeing the good people in amongst the bad people, it's kind of hard when it's just full of... It's like seeing a single gazelle in a forest of trees, to say it that way. It's not... They're not all taken, it's just... It takes some time to really figure out what you want, and find that diamond in the rough, or that diamond that you can't see because it's covered by all the dirt around it. It's just one of those things. That's a weird question to answer, that really is. But the good guys aren't taken. I'm not even saying I'm a good guy. It's just, From my perspective, from a good guy's perspective, even though I'm not a good guy, it's just good people aren't what people really want that much. It sounds really weird to say. It just always seemed that way. I mean, you know, good, nice guys finish last, those kind of phrases. It's just, nice guys aren't usually as aggressive or take what they want and stuff like that. That kind of thing, whereas bad guys will. It's just how life is. It's one of those weird quirks of life. People like the risque, they like the danger, it's more interesting, it's more exciting. And so the good guys kind of fall by the wayside. You just got to keep your eyes out. It's more or less it. Maybe that person that you thought was a bit weird or a bit quiet and so therefore didn't interest you or anything. Cast your eyes back on that person. Maybe that person's quite good. Same for guys for girls. It's just that kind of thing. You don't know someone until you get to know someone, but you might pass them by just simply by looks, and that's just how humans look. We're done by physical attraction, we're not done by mental attraction straight away. The physical attraction is what gets you to go over and talk to someone, and then you find out the mental part. So the nice guys you won't often see because your eyes and your body, your instinct, will gravitate towards certain types, which are your physical type. That might not mesh with what you consider to be good guys. That was a weird question to ask. It's a 26 minutes of video, so I'm going to leave it here, and we'll add some more questions next time. Join me then tomorrow for even more Q&A, because this looks like it's going to be a marathon kind of thing. I'm expecting even more questions on this video as well. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.